I also come from a sort of a perspective that it's a great privilege to own these birds when they're becoming threatened and endangered in the wild through habitat destruction and so forth. And when they have been taken out of the wild, which many of them have been, or their parents or their grandparents, they're not all that domesticated. They tame down very easily, but they're not they're still their native colours and basically wild birds that have been tamed. And I think it is a great privilege to own these birdies, or to be their custodians, which is even more precise. And I feel that we almost have a moral obligation, if we're going to take care of these, that we should be giving them the opportunity to breed and so forth. Once a year or so forth, we can see typical regurgitation behaviour here, so if you can just zoom in on that, that'd be good. You just regurgitated this, haven't you? You're going to turn around. Anyway, he's this is all part of what's called courting behaviour. So he is basically starting to court me at the moment, right?
Geez, he doesn't muck around.
Right, so he's not mucking around, no, he's pushing the buttons, and that's fine. But basically this is what it represents. It represents, his behaviour represents courting behaviour that is misplaced because he doesn't have a mate of his own kind.
So if we got him a girlfriend, would he still talk? Because he's really good at talking.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So if you still talk to him and communicate with him, he will still talk. And there are plenty of examples of that. If you go to the zoo and you've got a cockatoo cage full of cockatoos, one will say "I bite," the next one will say "Hello, cocky," and whatever, right? Yep. So you've probably had that experience, or remember having that experience, seeing a group of cockies together, and it can be the same with eckies.
Yep.
Yes, so once he's been taught to talk, if you still communicate with him using, speaking in, not in baby talk, but in a meaningful way, so seed is seed and food is food, or drink is drink, or red is red, right? So you talk to him, and you know, out is out of the cage, in is into the cage. Keeping the words simple and fairly monosyllable for commands and things like that. Up is up, or step up, whatever your commands are, right? But yes, and he will. If he's taught that way from an early stage, or early age, he is likely to communicate with you quite well. They're very intelligent birds. I presume you've watched Irene Pepperbird's bird Alex on many occasions. That's the the African grey. It's now passed over. But that sort of thing, that sort of way of communicating and eliciting communication and so forth is great. Just regurgitate it again. Thank you very, very much. I don't really want to eat it though. Eh?
Is he sort of saying, I can provide for our children?
Yes, he's basically saying, I can provide, right? And he's a little bit of, because he's a juvenile, he's just going through his so-called puberty stage at the moment. Things are really turned on.
Yes.
And that's A-OK. There's no need to be embarrassed by it or whatever. However, I'm very, very glad that you're addressing the problem now rather than later on.